Look at the PlayStation. Let's be honest. The new PlayStation come out. The price shouldn't be that price. Look at Jake Paul and what's it called? These man Prime. That drink. Bruv, that's Red Bull, bruv. What do you mean, bruv? Any fake Red Bull, like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? You see the price, nobody's complaining. In fact, you're trying to get some for your kids. Do you know what I mean? You're not complaining that, oh, it's way overpriced. When you compare the price of Prime to the price of a normal energy drink, it is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times higher. But nobody's complaining. Do you know what I mean? When it's a black business that puts, oh no, how can you charge this much? You actually have to look at yourself and say, why are we so comfortable tearing things down that we haven't used? If I see something, I feel like I'm not going to pay that. So fine, I'm not going to pay it. But I'm not going to take time to now say how expensive it is, how wrong it is, and this shouldn't happen. Because at the end of the day, if somebody's comfortable paying that with the money that they work hard for, let them do their thing. Do you know what I mean? And so for me, that's the mindset. And that's why I was like, we've got to talk about it and challenge it, because it's like, we shouldn't be comfortable tearing something down that we've never. If you've gone to use a service and paid and then said, oh, you know what, I don't think it's worth that. That's fine. That's your opinion. You can share your opinion. But if you've never used it, you've literally just seen a post and now you're putting in the WhatsApp groups or shit, I would never pay this. You're tearing down a black business all based on the price.
Sometimes, yeah, like people say there's no such thing as bad press, and I understand this to an extent.
Yeah.
And I think as long as you've got your presence intact and ready for the levels of attention that you're about to get.
Yeah.
So for instance, like when I first saw it, the first thing I did was I thought, okay, cool. I understand that maybe some of the people around me may not be her target audience, which is why they may be complaining, but I wonder what her target audience is saying about it. The first thing I did was I looked further into her business.
Yeah.
So I think as long as your business is ready for the levels of attention that you're going to get, your social mediums, or whether that's your customer journey or user journey, like how you take on clients and stuff like that, like things like this can be helpful to a certain degree.
Yeah, definitely can be helpful. I agree. Like more people are knowing about it.
Yeah.
Some people will be like, oh, I'm going to go and use it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which is fine, and that's good. More people that hear about it, the better. But at the same time, it's like my problem is why are we so comfortable to discredit something just based on the price?
Yeah.
Because the price doesn't necessarily. The price is relative.
Yeah.
What you can feel is expensive, others can feel is cheap. So the price is relative based on the service and what you get and what's being done. And so for me, it's really important for us to check ourselves and say, actually, you know what? If it's not for you, fine, move on. But if you feel like it's for you, then use it. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. And we all learn. You might start at one price and then you get no bites. So then you put it on a discount. Yeah. She might do 50% off for the next, 2 months or whatever, and then do more people buy at that price. Yeah. At business, your price is always going up and down, and you're always looking at it and leveraging it. It's not fixed. Oh, this is the price I came in. I have to stay at this price forever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So again, exactly.
Even established businesses do that, man. They change their price based upon what's going on in the market. Like even now, like we're looking at things like houses and all of these other things that's going on. These things are business to a certain degree.
Exactly.
Like the prices of all these things are fluctuating. So I'm sure similarly with this lady, her price may or may not fluctuate.
Exactly. We as the consumers have the power for that because we vote by our feet. If we use the service, then what she's doing is right, and she'll keep the price there. If we're not using the service and she's not making her money, she'll stop. So it's all about us doing that. But for me, it's like at the end of the day, I don't think we should judge people based on just on their price. Do you know what I mean? Actually, we've got to start saying we need more luxury brands. Yeah. We need more brands that are, because we are making money and we like to buy this type of stuff. We like to be treated in a certain way, and you deserve that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the problem. People aren't looking at it in a space where, okay, this is luxury, interesting. They're looking at it in a space where, oh, this is almost the same level as where I am, so how dare she? Whereas the problem is you can't have too much on the same level. There has to be like differentiations.
Exactly.
Like you've got this option, which is this level and this type of service, and you've got this option, which is this level and this type of service. Back onto the haircuts. Sometimes I don't have a whole day. Like most man, they go to a barber's, it's the whole day.
Gone.
People are busting jokes. Sometimes I ain't got the time for that.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, cool. Do you know what? Yeah, I might spend the £40 because I've got to keep it moving. I've got this, and this to do.
Yeah.
Because 8 hours of my day is a long day.
It's a long day.
Even if it's 6, that's a lot of time.
A lot of time.
You get me? So I think that's one thing as well. People need to look at it, as you mentioned, yeah, where this is a luxury service. This is a different type of service from services that you're used to, whether, I don't know, the prices are £80 or whatever normal prices are. You get me? People have to be able to differentiate those things.
Yeah.
Look at stuff like this and say, oh, that's interesting, as opposed to, oh, that's dead. What are you charging that for?
Exactly. No, I agree.
I have a question. So why do you feel like the black community is so, I don't want to use the word destructive, but we very much like tearing things down, especially people, businesses and stuff like that. Like, why do you think that happens so much?
I think in this case, this is shock, right? So, like when you saw it, you were shocked, like, rah, how could she charge this? I think what we have to understand is that a lot of these things are brand new. Like, we are so used to doing businesses at a certain level. That's why we compare them all the same. So we're not used to saying, oh, there's a luxury hairdressers, or there's a designer hairdressers, or this is just for, we are a community where we feel like whatever business you do is for everybody. Every person should be able to get access to that. When they're saying, oh, £1,000 is too much, what they're saying is for how much I earn, that's crazy. Like, that's way out. And because I can't get to it, she shouldn't do it. But actually what she's saying is that I've created something, and I know there are a group, I've identified that there's a group of X number of people that I think want this type of service and can afford it and will be willing to pay it. And so she should be allowed to do that. And I think for us, a lot of these things are so new that they bring outrage. We're so used to seeing everything being for all of us. Even with the music, like now with the drill, like these guys, people are going up saying, oh, it's this and this. But a certain generation, it makes sense to them. The music doesn't have to be for everyone. We're allowed to have things that I'm black and you're black, but we don't always have to like the same thing. But it's almost like as a culture, we feel like we're black. We must like, if anything comes out that's black, it must be able to fit for every single type of black person. I think a great example was when I was watching the Kanye West documentary and how, you know, they labeled him kind of like, you know, the backpacker, skateboarder, black guy type thing. It wasn't cool. Do you see what I'm saying? So when he's playing all these hits, people ain't taking it in. But now, when he's blown, when he's got the stages blown, it's hit everybody. Do you know what I mean? And so what we do is we try to package people and say, look, this is where you're at, but this needs to be for everybody. Like, and only this type of person can be for everybody. But actually, you know, we need to be comfortable saying that I'm black, you're black, and we're just as black as each other, but I like that and you don't like that. It's like you meet a black person and they don't like plantain. You be like, rah, are you really black? You meet a black person, oh, you don't drink super malt. You don't drink malt. That's a fact. People go crazy like, are you really black? People go, how black are you? Don't drink malt. Yeah. Oh, you don't. And actually, bruv, there's not one type of black person. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I feel like when it comes to our businesses, the business must serve everybody. If it doesn't serve everybody, then now there's outrage. Yeah.
But it's impossible. That's why a majority of businesses, you'll notice that they've got various packages. Well. Like you see like 3-tier packaging systems. Because this may cater for you, this may cater for this person, this may cater for this person. 100k salary some person may want is different from what a 20k salary person.
Exactly.
For instance.
And what she's done is valued her time. She said, look, if I'm going to spend time doing this thing, this is how much I want to make doing it. Yeah. And that's a conversation we should all have. Too many of us do stuff, and then after you've done it, like, rah, I don't feel it wasn't worth it. Like, let's say someone asks you for help to do something, and you said, oh, I'm going to charge you X, Y, Z. I'm going to charge you £50. Then you do it, they pay you £50, and then you're like, rah, I should have charged you 200. This is mad hard work. Yeah. Bruh, but that's what you asked for. You got what you asked for. Do you know what I mean? If you know that you want 200, make sure that from now on, you ask for that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So she worked out, look, this if I'm going to spend time doing this thing, this is how much I think I'm valued. This is how much I think my time is worth to focus on doing this. And if you want me to do this, this is what I'm going to pay. Because it's different. Like you said, the packages thing can work, but she's still got to stand there with her time and energy and effort doing it. So she's like, I don't want people that want to pay the lower amount because I feel like my time is worth more. Do you know what I mean? So I want to focus on people that, if you want me, like there are so many people that do braid. You can go and do braid anywhere. But if you want more to do your braid, this is what you'll pay. I rate that. Whether or not, now again, business is all about lessons, right? Whether or not she might do that, she might not even get the clientele that she wants, and so she has to make these changes. Do you know what I mean? It's important for her to know that her worth and her value. We can't say know your worth, know your worth. Then someone tries to charge what they think they're worth, and we all get outraged and upset. It doesn't make sense. It's like, if that's what she feels her worth is, we'll know by how much clients she gets.
Know your worth, but as long as you know your worth isn't more than what I think your worth is or more than what I can afford.
Exactly.
It's like, what do you mean then? Like, you make your mind up.
Exactly. So for me, that's where the change has to come. And I think the outrage, you know, I think we need to be outraged at the fact that we don't have enough businesses. We need to be outraged at the fact that, you know, our kids are looking for work experience and we don't have companies and organizations that we can get these work experience in for them. Do you know what I mean? And so, because remember, they changed the goalposts. Before it was education. Before, all you had to do was get education. So then we started getting good at education. They were like, no, now you need experience. Because they know they gatekeep experience. Because they have the majority of the companies, and so they can tell us whether or not we can get experience or not. Do you know what I mean? And then they say, oh no, we would hire you, but you just don't have the experience. But how did this other person who's got the same qualifications as me get the experience?
Exactly.
They've got an uncle, they've got a brother, they've got other people that can allow them to get experience. So these are the things we should be outraged about. We should be saying, look, why can't we should be outraged about the fact that she's got a business now, if her business is working, there's work experience for somebody else that wants to become a hairdresser. Like, do you know what I mean? That there's an opportunity there. Because guess what? When you go to most businesses, people tend to hire people that look like them. I don't know, I've been Chinese, I've never seen a black employee. No one's ever complained. And so the point is that it's really important for us to understand that, right, you know what, actually, these businesses are important. They're important for what they stand for, but also they're important in regards to getting work experience and getting help and getting support. So we need to not tear them down.